Our people have been treated like lab rats for the longest time. We have been experimented on. We have gone through surgery without any pain medication because they believed that we don't feel pain. They have quite literally, at least their doctors, admitted to spreading so many diseases and so many viruses to us because apparently there's too many of us in this world. So, knowing what we know now, hearing this from this brother, I want to show you a video. Hearing this from this brother just brings things together and it just makes sense. Let me show you this clip of a brother that goes by the name of Uncle Dexter on TikTok. Watch his experience when he was younger. We'll come back and discuss.
When I was growing up in Kenya, this random white man came to my neighborhood. I must have been about 4 or 5 years old, and he basically did up drug experiments on all of the kids. That's the only explanation I have. I'm not even gonna lie to you, like, for the longest time, I thought that this was a fever dream until I asked my mom about it, and she was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, that happened, lol. So I must have been about 4 or 5 years old, playing in the neighborhood, all the kids were around. This white man comes in the average missionary get-up, khakis, shirt, big rucksack. And because we don't really see white people like that, mzungu, we're excited, we go up to see him, we're curious, you understand, we're kids. He then comes up and he's like, oh, get all your friends, tells the older kids, my brother included, like, get your friends as well and get the younger kids, right? Guys, this is honestly how white people came and enslaved Africa, because he really said all of that and everybody just said, yep, let's do it. So he opens up his rucksack and he basically, like, has these bottles and he starts giving all the kids their medicine. So he gives the older kids, like, this brown, bitter medicine, and then he gives the younger kids, like, this, like, pinkish, sweet medicine, and then he also gives us, like, the bitter one. And guys, I wasn't raised with a father growing up, so I'm just very suspicious of, like, grown adult males. So whatever he was selling, I wasn't really trying to be a part of it. So him sensing my hesitation, he was like, guys, hold his legs. And he told my brother to come and now, like, open my mouth like this so that, like, he could force feed me the medicine. Guys, I'm actually telling you, this is how Africa was colonized easily. The white man didn't have to try. Because what do you mean a random white man comes, tells you jump, and you say how high? You're willing to come and now sell your own brother? Anyways, it's fine. I've forgiven him now. So after that happened, I did the one thing I could do as the youngest child. I ran home and I snitched on my brother. What do you mean? Told my mom what happens, and my mom was vexed. She was like, go and get your brother. I got my brother and I was like, oof, you're going to get beat. And he got beat and he deserved it. But what's crazy is that, like, 18 years later, I have no clue what that man gave me. Zero clue what he gave me. Zero clue what he gave us. This man didn't tell us who he was, where he was from, what he was doing, why he was doing it. None of us were orphans, I'll be so real. None of us were orphans. He didn't even ask for, like, parental permissions or, like, to speak to our parents before he gave us this random medicine. And honestly, I think what makes me the most angry about the situation is that, like, no signs of me becoming a super soldier have started to manifest. I don't have any powers. I don't have no super speed, no super strength. I can't see through walls. So he really came and now did drug test on me for no reason. Because I must have been a failed experiment. I don't understand. I must have been a failed experiment.
This young man, when he was 4, I believe, years old, he was forced to take something that he doesn't know until this day what was given to him by that man. He was forced, but other kids took it willingly because it's a white man giving them. This is why I keep saying that we need to first emancipate ourselves from the mental slavery that we are in. Bob Marley was right. That's the target. That's the first thing we need to work on. How do you allow a perfect stranger to give you something that you have no idea? They have no clue what this man gave them. No idea whatsoever. And they took it and went home. Some of them probably didn't even mention it to their parents. At least this young man told his mom, and the mom disciplined his older brother for allowing this to happen, actually for forcing him to take whatever it is that this white man was giving them. So think about this. How many people did this white guy give whatever he was giving to? And it was kids that he was targeting. How many? And how many of these people were going around doing this? Thankfully, this young man is alive and well and he's okay. He can talk about this. But how many people have taken it and maybe reacted to whatever he was giving them? Only time will tell. And the most alarming thing is, while he is going around the community or driving around cities, he's just asking the kids if he can give them. Not even asking, he's telling them that he's going to give them without any parental consent. He could care less about what the parents want for their kids. Because why? Because we're Africans. Who cares about what the parents want for their kids? They know better for us. That's the mentality that they show time and time again. How is he not considering that the parents of these kids might not want to give them whatever he's giving them, even if, let's, for argument's sake, what he was giving was something positive to help them? He still needs to ask the parents. These kids are 4, 5, 6. With this slide, if someone, a doctor from Africa, goes to one of these Western countries and starts calling kids and telling them that he wants to give them something without even letting their parents know, would that man be free? He'll be in jail. There's no way he can get away with it. But these people get away with doing stuff like this in Africa because we let them. It's us. We also need to look at ourselves and say, no, we have to stop this. Thankfully, I think in 2024, it will be a little bit harder for that man to do the exact same thing he did then. But I would say there's still more work to be done. And God knows what he gave these kids. Hopefully, all of them are okay. At least this young man is okay, and we're happy about that. And he has lived to tell the story. But this is not right. Any way you look at it, this is wrong. Anyways, fam, let us know down below what your thoughts are about this story. I am Wongel Zelalem. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
You know, one thing that we don't understand as Black Americans is that why everybody always talking about us, even when we're not in the room. We know the white supremacists talk about us like, oh, they get that.
Introducing the African Gateway to stories that's overlooked by the corporate mainstream media.
At African Diaspora News Channel, we cover stories that don't receive mainstream attention, and we serve as the voice to the global Black community.
So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, we got Dr. Candace Matthews.
A lot of these documents, looking at.
So, Black people in Baton Rouge, Louisiana are going to be a lot safer, and I'm going to tell you why.
Residents in the BIack area are worried and fear being priced out of their own neighborhood.
This Black father made a point of teaching his sons a lesson about stealing.
Russia showing results.
Things are getting thick for the global north.
A woman killed by her Somalian refugee boyfriend in suspected honor killing.
We are committed to informing and educating through the power of media, connecting the African diaspora one story at a time.
This country is supposed to be about the land of the free for all. It has not been free for Black people, and we are tired.
The social construct is broken.
Highest incarcerated rate on the planet. That's our people.
With our platform, we're helping to end injustice by exposing it.
Join us in standing for excellence in journalism and serving our community. Download the African